Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub, Pub Sports Radio, Tuesday, April 5th. First show of the week because there was no NBA last night due to the national championship game. But the NBA is back, and so are we. Ian Cameron, Dutch Boy Fresh, Trot Wham, ready to break it down here on the NBA Pub Hub. Huge card, 12 games. So let's start with Cleveland, Orlando. Cleveland, 8.5-point road favorites, 221 the total in this game. Cleveland Cavaliers, Allen and Mobley, it looks like still out. Of course, they are coming off a game against the Philadelphia 76ers on Sunday where a good battle they put up, but they fell short, 112-108, lost to the Sixers, a Cleveland team that is just 2-6 in their last 8 games, so they've kind of struggled the last couple, but I think this is a really good get right, get well, bounce back spot. Anybody can and has gotten well against the Orlando Magic. And I think you're going to see more of the same here tonight for Cleveland. As far as the Magic go, Franz Wagner, a game-time decision. Still without, of course, the usual suspects. Wendell Carter's out again. Gary Harris is out again. Cole Anthony out. Jalen Suggs looks like he is a chance to return with an ankle injury. He's missed 10 straight games. Upgraded to questionable, but we're waiting to see until opening tip whether he suits up. Either way, I don't know if it matters too much. What I know is that if Cleveland is at the point now where they're pretty much going to have to play a play-in game. They've fallen into that 7-10 mix in the Eastern Conference. I mean, Toronto's blown through them, and they're not going to catch Toronto at this point probably. So they're probably going to get a play-in. So it's not like it's an urgent situation for Cleveland, but you don't want to keep losing going into that play-in next week. And I think you still want to finish these last couple games of the regular season strong. So I think they just take care of business here against this Orlando team that's been blown out repeatedly in the last few games. You look at this Orlando team, 16-point loss at Cleveland, 17-point loss at Washington, 13-point loss to Toronto, 30-point loss to New York. I mean, they're just not been competitive. So I think Cleveland can actually roll here. And I'm going to go first half minus 4.5 and full game minus 8.5 here with the Cavs. Wham, we'll start with you here. What do you think, Cleveland, Orlando?
Yeah, man, this game is very tricky. Of course, obviously, the Orlando Magics are on the tankathon. You know what I mean? So they're going in a downward side, and this team actually has some type of motivation for the Cavs. So that's kind of what we're going to key in on, say a lot of talk about this week is who has motivation, who doesn't. But in this game, you don't know who's going to be in the lineup for Orlando. I did like the news of I did like Wendell Carter being out the lineup, so I wanted to initially tack the Mo Bamba double-double, but it hasn't been available all day, so haven't been able to look at that. I do expect Garland to get 10 assists, so I am liking his double-double, but it's another thing I haven't bet yet, so I'm not really thinking I'm going to pull the trigger just because this game is just pretty bad, man, to be honest with you, as far as where would you want to put your money at, especially when we have so many games. So this game I did want to consider myself giving this a backwood here, but I do like those props, though, that I did mention.
All right, there we go. Dutch, how about you here, Cavs Magic?
Yeah, man. Real quick, salute to the ladies, gents, and DJs for tuning in. You already know it's all love. Hey, be sure to hit that motherfucking like button like I'm about to hit this motherfucking plane on Wedding Pie. Get you right where you need to be. Yeah, man. Hey, big shout out to our guy, Nasty Nate. Probably got a paper plane in his hand as we speak. Hey, yo, D. Paulie Walnuts, I see you, my guy. Neil, Viper. Lucius Fox, I see you, my guy. Yeah, everybody be sure to smash the motherfucking like button and share the video. It was, a long weekend. Hey, big shout out to the Tar Heels for getting there. All right, we covered, you know what I'm saying? Bittersweet.
Damn right we did.
Yeah. Hey, we choked that motherfucker away late. Caleb Love gave all he had against Duke because that motherfucker gave it away last night, god damn it. But hey, we here for NBA, but you already know it's back with this motherfucker, man. One of many to come. One of very many to come.
One of many. And it's a good thing to have him on a 12-game card like today. That's for sure. Although we don't have net profit right behind us anymore. So I guess if we can slip past it, we'll keep it to an hour still. We don't want to make it too long.
Yeah. 60 minutes, Mike. 60 minutes.
We still like to keep a tight ship here with the show. Philadelphia, Indiana. Philadelphia, 11.5-point road favorites. 234.5 the total. I like the over here. I mean, it's not very difficult to make a case for it with Indiana involved. This team just doesn't know the meaning of defense. It's been that way all year. They gave up 121 to the Pistons a couple days ago. I took the over there. They've gone over in 4 straight games. They gave up 132 in a loss to Atlanta, 125 to Denver, 128 to Boston, 121 to Detroit. They just don't stop anybody, this Pacers team right now. But they do score. I mean, Halliburton and Heald and O'Shea Brissett, they got guys that can put the ball in the basket, but obviously struggling at the other end and will probably continue to be that way with Malcolm Brogdon, questionable, having missed the last 8 games for the Pacers. So on the flip side, you got Philly, 112-108 win against Cleveland. I just don't trust Philly as 11.5-point road favorites. I don't. You're not going to see me laying double digits on the road with Philly. Now, it looks like Embiid's playing, Harden's playing, Harris, Thibault, Maxey. They got everybody addressed tonight, but I still don't like them laying double digits on the road, and I don't trust them. So I'm staying off the side. I do like the over, though, 234.5 here. Dutch, what do you think here? Pacers, Sixers.
Yeah, man. Big shout out to our guy Sam Coleman. I see you, my dude. Ready to get back on track. Star Child, I see you. Cuban Connect in the house. Yeah, man. Shit. Sixers team total. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sixers Philly team total over Sixers. You already know, man. If you're gonna bet this game, this team total over. And my man Bobano said it too. The Pacers have been scoring too, so I think you probably want to look over here. I think some sharps are on the Sixers early. Maybe want to come out, put them away early. Maybe look that first quarter, but this ain't really my thing, man. If you want to bet this game, it would be team total over Sixers. The motherfucking Pacers couldn't stop us 3 right now from dropping probably 85 on them. But so I would only look team total over, and we're not laying that many points on the road, so maybe look Sixers early.
All right, what do you think here, Wham, with Philly and Indiana?
Yeah, man. Sixers, they looking to try to seal up the Atlantic Division at least. They're only a half game behind the Boston Celtics. Obviously, that's a team that I'm hoping that they continue to be ahead of them to get that Atlantic Division title. But they're still having motivation here. There's free stats to accumulate here in this game. Of course, that what we talk about in this game because they're giving it up, like you guys mentioned. The Pacers are just trash as hell since it's the All-Star break. They're giving up 40% from 3, 51% from the field, 127 points over the last 5 games to opponents. Man, they giving it all the way up, bro. 45% from 3. That's tough, bro. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing. Like my God, the opposite of what my God Dutch would say for the Pacers defense here. So I like the yin yang props. I think he could be the only guy that I talk about shooting here. Give those shots up here. He's going to be the worst defense that he's faced here. So I do like his props today. Nothing I did lock in yet, but that's the way I'm leaning.
All right, we got the Hawks and the Raptors next up. Toronto 4.5-point home favorites, 226.5 the total in this one. When you look at it here, the Raptors they had their 5-game win streak snapped by the Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler didn't even play on Sunday night against the Toronto Raptors in that game with Kyle Lowry making his return to Toronto for the first time. Heat get the victory, 114-109. I guess we aren't worried about the Heat anymore. I think we can relax now. Heat are fine. Heat are okay. That was just a little bump in the road there for those few games. They look like the Heat again right now, and thank goodness for that, because this year's truly loaded up on Heat futures before the season to win the East and the title. So we're feeling good again about the way the Miami Heat are playing. But Toronto fell short to them. They'll be looking to bounce back. Let's give Atlanta credit. 5 straight wins, 5 straight covers. They're playing good basketball. Golden State, Indiana, OKC, Cleveland, Brooklyn. They won in their last game. They have a little bit of a rest advantage, 2 days off since that home win against Brooklyn. I worry about this spot for the Raptors a little bit, just because that was such an emotional night. Bringing back Kyle Lowry here. He played with so many of these guys, Siakam and Fred VanVleet, and you go on down on Anunoby. I mean, he played with all these guys for years. You wonder if Toronto can get back in the saddle, focus again, and be ready to go tonight against an Atlanta team that's surging, that's playing some good basketball right now. An Atlanta Hawks team that's looking to avoid the play-in tournament. They really are. I mean, they are looking at a spot here where they're still trying to get a top 6 finish. And if they're gonna, this is the team they got to catch, Toronto. They need to win a game like this. So, it's a really, really good basketball game tonight, these two teams. I don't like betting against the Raptors off a loss. I'm not gonna, but there are things that are keeping me off Toronto, laying 4.5 tonight. Atlanta's playing good. The Kyle Lowry night got everybody, weepy-eyed and emotional on Sunday night. It might not be easy for the Raptors to bring their A game tonight. We'll see. So, good game, exotic backwood for me here. Hawks, Raptors. Dutch, how about you? Atlanta, Toronto.
Yeah, LAV, my guy. I see you. Top set. I see you, my guy. Mr. H-Town in the building. LJ. What up, my guy? Yeah, this game, man, I honestly think, you don't want to bet against Toronto off a loss. ATF 4-0, ATS last four off a loss. You said a lot, and I'm with you on it a lot, because Atlanta has been playing good ball. Trey Young, hey, credit where credit's due. The motherfuckers playing big time basketball. But come on, man. Like, these motherfuckers took the night off against Miami. I thought that was when they took the night off. They said, oh, here you go, Kyle. It's your night. What the fuck was that shit, man? So come out tonight, Scotty, Van Fleet, Trent. Come on now. Play some motherfucking basketball. The celebration is over. Kyle Lowry's out of Toronto, hopefully. He's back in fucking Miami. And these boys can get back to business and put it on these little motherfucking Hawks, because Toronto matches up well with these boys. They're big. They're stronger. I think they should handle business at the house, especially Atlanta having, they have of late come around a little bit better against the number, but we know one thing. We don't fuck with Atlanta on the road. We got Toronto off a loss. I mean, come on and play some basketball. Scotty Barnes should eat down low. Siakam should have his ways. No one can fucking stop Siakam if he wants to play his game tonight. A couple threes go down from Trent Van Fleet. This should be I think this should be a comfortable win here for the Toronto at the house. And these boys are also still have something to play for too in the standings as well. You touched on Atlanta, but I believe Atlanta actually is still Toronto, still wants to win some basketball games as well, which we don't have, to be quite honest with you, in too many games. And that's why this card has got a lot of backwoods on it, because a lot of these motherfuckers just don't want to play basketball. So how are we supposed to cap that shit right now? But yeah, I would look Toronto at home in this situation.
Yeah, OG didn't play Sunday against Miami. Thigh injury. He suffered it against Orlando on Friday night. He's questionable tonight. We'll see. But I think he might return, to be quite honest, if you ask me. He's game time decision, but if you ask me, I think he'll find a way probably to play. We'll see. It's questionable as of right now. Wham, what do you think here? Hawks, Raptors.
Yeah, man, this is a very interesting game. I'm going to be really locked in on this game. Of course, it's play-in situation for the Hawks is kind of like not really there, but the Raptors here, they're not going to be worried about the play-in, but they do have the 6th seed, 5th seed pretty much tied. I think the tiebreaker is owned by the Bulls here, of course. That's why they're 5th here. But for the most part, in this game, Trey Young, bro, I just think that Trey Young continues to, play pretty well. I mean, the last game he played this team, he dropped 41 points, with only making 1 3. You know what I'm saying? Only 6 attempts in the free throw line as well. So he wasn't really doing it with the refs. He was just getting it done. That a lot of that showed me that, in the film as well, that it was barbecue chicken when they got Fred Van Fleet out there on him. So, if Fred Van Fleet out there on him, it might be time to take the Trey Young props and go to the moon with them things, if I might say. But I didn't bet that yet, but that's the only way I'm looking here in the game. If I did like a lot what Ian was saying, though, about the Hawks, I really want to bet the Hawks here. I think they are really focused, even though they are, not really going to win or lose in this spot in the playing situation. They kind of like set where they're at, even if, with the last 4, I think they have 4 games left. But they're on a streak here that just got snapped by the Raptors. Both of them was on 5-game winning streak. The Raptors got their snap with the Heat here. Like you guys said, they brought out the portable Kyle Lowry statue and shit. Maybe that did rub off on them a little bit, but I think these two teams are two different styles. One has been the number 1 defense in the last 5 games. The other one, number 1 offense in the last 5 games. Holding opponents to a really low number as far as the Raptors. I just don't think they're going to hold the Hawks to a low number. And a lot of that had to do with what I broke down there regarding the Trey Young. So I like Trey Young the most, to be honest with you. But I ain't mad at you liking the Hawks.
All right, there we go. I like Trey Young props.
Razor always got something smart to say. My fault, Bobana. You motherfucker, you Razor.
Is that
good hit on the under, though. Good hit on the under, though. I'll give you that, my guy.
Oh, that was fire. Yeah, shout out to Razor.
There you go. Is that the blow? A 15-point halftime lead jersey Dutch is wearing? Oh, I got to rub salt. Yeah, there's some salt with that wound right there for sure. Dutch, courtesy of Razor Sharp, who, by the way,
he's a good guy.
Horse streams. He's good with the horse streams are great. They know what they're doing. So tune into those Friday nights right here on Pub Sports Radio.
Just make sure your volume is somewhat towards the middle of it. You don't want that bitch up too high. You might wake up the whole motherfucking block.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when he goes shot time. Yeah, as Razor Sharp usually likes to do. All right, next up we've got as we continue along here. What happened here? I lost my spot here. Where's the next game? Oh, that's baseball I've got on the screen. How did that get there? This is NBA, not MLB. Here we go. Houston, Brooklyn. Brooklyn, 17-point home favorites, 244.5 the total in this one. I like the over here. I got to take Houston. I'm sorry. I got to do it. Plus 17.5 here. Brooklyn's 4-23 ATS. Last 27 as home favorites. All right. 4-23 ATS. I'm going to dare them to win by 18 here, even against Houston. The Houston Rockets, they have their issues. Yeah, but at least they're healthy. They got KPJ, Jalen Green, Garrison Matthews, Jayshawn Tate. Brooklyn's still going to be without Seth Curry, Dragic, Simmons. Well, they haven't seen him yet, so he can't be out when you haven't even seen him yet on the floor. But Curry out for the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn's got New York coming up tomorrow night. Come on. I mean, this is just like a game where it's get the win and move on. We don't need to go out there and beat down Houston by 20 points or more. I mean, they're just absolutely god-awful here on this home favorite role that I got to take Houston. It's just too many points. And the one thing about Houston is last game against Minnesota on Sunday, 139-132. Against Sacramento, 5-point loss, 3-point loss. San Antonio, 3-point loss. The team's been competing, Houston. They've been in games. They haven't been totally eviscerated these last few games. Fat Wally, by the way, $5 dono. We appreciate it. Good to see you in San Antonio there down at Retama. Fat Wally, good to see you. And good to see you in good spirits. Even better than that. Absolutely. Much love. Hope you're doing well. Keep on getting better, my friend. But definitely Houston, Brooklyn. I like the dog here. It's just, to me, too many points. They play the Knicks in the next game. This Brooklyn team. There's no need to go out there and pulverize this team. So I like the Rockets plus the points. And who do you trust to play defense? Really, to me, nobody. So even with the very high total, 244, I like it over here in this game. Wham, what do you think here? Rockets, Nets.
Yeah, man, I love this game here. This is going to be a very interesting game. See what type of motivation does the Brooklyn Nets have and what they have in the tank. And honestly, we know without Ben Simmons, their defense is not going to be upgraded no time soon. It's pretty much where it is. And I'm going to go back to the well with my guy Jalen Green, just because their defense is nothing I should be afraid of, even though there's a blowout factor here. There's obviously that points to this big spread here. They're going to definitely be dialed in. But Jalen Green has definitely been one of those kids that's been dialed the fuck in, bro. We've been talking about it since it was at 17.5. Right now we're getting 24.5 minus 120. Don't be scared, bro. And if you are, go to church. It's all good, man. Jalen Green gets the green light today, and he's going to continue to go over 24.5 points, obviously averaging 30 points because he's hitting 4 straight 30-point games, tied with Michael Jordan and Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson did it with 5 straight. Maybe he's trying to tie Allen Iverson solely here. I think he gets 30 tonight. So Jalen Green, we're going back to the well with that. And as far as what my guy Babano said, I'm not mad at it, man. It was at 18. It's getting steamed to 17 now. I'm not mad at it. I think the Rockets do keep it close. But I will say I do expect them to take it serious. Maybe not cover, but probably win by double digits here to Brooklyn Nets. So I don't think that the Rockets care about winning. Obviously, they have some draft picks. They got everything looking good for them for the future here with Jalen Green, of course. But, why do they care? So I'll just keep it like that. And let's cash Jalen Green, man.
Yeah, so it's not me. I'm not alone. There are other people betting Houston tonight in this game. Dutch, what do you think here? Houston, Brooklyn.
Yeah, man. Hey, big shout out to our guy Mo Harris. Cab, I see you, my dude. This game, man. I've got a whole bunch of sorry ass motherfucking games, bro. This game, how could you really want to bet the motherfucking Brooklyn Nets and lay that? I mean, they laying 17 motherfucking points. I believe my guy in the chat said they won in 20 ATS, last 21 at home. No fucking thank you. Hey, I wouldn't lie though. I wouldn't be surprised if these motherfuckers come out a little early though and put it on them. If you want to look Brooklyn first house, I'm not mad at you. But I think my man Wham Bam led us to the green here with Jalen. I mean, he what do you say? He's a bucket, man. I mean, now he's a bucket and he's been cruising, and you get the motherfucking Brooklyn Nets. I mean, that's a beautiful thing because nobody on Brooklyn want to play no motherfucking defense. All they want to do is outscore you. I mean, goddamn, that's what the motherfucking head coach preaches. Just score. Ain't nobody playing defense from your top to the motherfucking bottom. So yeah, man, I back motherfucking Wham Bam to the Fultz on that. And then I think Claxton's been playing out of his mind of late. If you've been watching the Brooklyn, he's been doing his thing. So one thing I know is they're going to be running the court. A lot of buckets will be up. He should be getting a lot of tip dunks, a lot of alley-oops, and a lot of motherfucking rebounds. So if you can get a solid number on my man Claxton, I would back that as well. But like I said, Jalen seems like money to me, man.
All right, we got Charlotte, Miami. The Heat, 5.5 point home favorites, 227 the total in this one. You've got Charlotte. I think they have a little bit of a rest advantage in this going into this game. Yes, they do. They haven't played since Saturday night. They lost to Philly, 144-114. We'll see if they bounce back here. Miami, of course, third game in 4 nights for them, but they're back on the beam again. 4 straight wins, 4 straight covers after that ugly 4-game losing streak where it looked like everything was falling apart a little bit. And, Spoelstra and Butler were going at it. They blew a couple of big leads in those games. And now all of a sudden they are back on track, and they are trying to sew up this number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. But they are looking like they could be shorthanded here tonight. Once again, it looks like Jimmy Butler will be back for the Miami Heat. PJ Tucker, questionable still with the knee injury. Kyle Lowry, soreness, general soreness is what they're calling it with him, and with questionable for tonight as well for the Miami Heat. And then, of course, you've got still the usuals that have been out for a while, including Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin, Dedmon, among others. So it's mostly Tucker and Lowry who are the 2 game time decision candidates. I don't trust Charlotte. Simple as that. Charlotte's not as good. Obviously, they're only getting 5.5. I certainly could make a case for Miami. They're playing well. They've won and covered 4 straight. They want to wrap this thing up in terms of the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. They're getting close to doing that. Still 2 games ahead of Boston for the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. It's Miami or pass for me, but I don't know if I'll get involved until I know for sure who's in for the Heat. But definitely I lean Miami in this game. Wham, how about you here? Hornets, Heat.
Yeah, man. The Heat only got 3 games left, and that 2-game lead over the Celtics for the best record in the East. The motivation in this game is going to be key with the Hornets. They need to win to keep home court advantage away from the Brooklyn Nets, and they don't want to go to Barclays. They want to have some type of fight there. So I would think that they want to do that for the most part. For me in this game, the reason why I like the Hornets here, not just based off the motivational factor, it's just that Jimmy Butler being in the lineup just doesn't move me at all, bro. Like, I'm not moved by Jimmy Butler being in the lineup against a team that I feel like what they said after the game against getting smacked up as well. They got smacked the hell up by the 76ers. They know that in order for them to be a defensive team, a playoff team, they have to be a defensive team. They have to lock in on that side of the ball. You heard that from Lonzo Ball, and you heard that from Miles Bridges. I like Miles Bridges props here over 18.5 points. He's been hitting his threes. Obviously, we did take the 3-point prop. Did fell flat on our face with it that time, but I think the 3-point prop is live here. But the only bet that I did make in this game was the Hornets at 5.5. I think they have a shot to win the game, but I believe they keep it enough close to cover this 5.5. Even though they're not that type of team that's going to be giving us any crazy stops, but I like that a lot. Shout out to my guy Kenny Rogers, my guy. What's up, bro?
There we go.
Yeah, there's a reason why I put this motherfucking jersey on after the pool, man. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Kenny, shout out to the motherfucking $5 dono, but fuck your motherfucking comment, bro. Nah, my guy, Mr. Cowboy. Hey, man, hey, with all this shit talking about Bono, who won the bet last night? I mean, who covered? That's all I want to know. Who covered
North Carolina. Yeah, APS, North Carolina won. Yeah.
So my count, I mean, come on, man. Y'all talking that shit unless y'all lay, what y'all lay? Minus 180? But you know what I mean? But now the second half bets, props. Nasty Nate got that plus money. I believe Kenny. I'm sure everyone was on that second half, so much love. And I was a fool for not. It was, it was more of a heart thing last night. So yeah, like I said, my count juice, but it wasn't I didn't feel good about the Carolina giving that game away. But yeah, we covered the motherfucking game, bro. Charlotte, Miami. Yeah, man. There's levels to this shit, man. If Miami shows up to play, they're gonna cover the motherfucking game. It's that motherfucking easy to me. I mean, Bobano said it. Who's gonna be suited up? I know my man Wham Bam got a little love for these Hornets and LaMelo Ball and these cats, but I don't see it from a defense perspective, bro. There's one team that's gonna play defense tonight, and that's the team that's in Miami. Charlotte will not be playing no defense tonight, I don't believe. They'll get out. They should be get out rebounded. Bam should do what he want. I mean, they have nothing for him. Plumlee. I mean, I know they got Harrell off the bench, gives them a little bit, but he's too small. He's too small for these boys. I look for if Hero's back playing his game, I think he's really the difference when he's coming off the bench, adding it. These guys are just with Jimmy Butler back in the lineup. I think he does set the tone. I would like Lowry back, but I wouldn't be surprised if he sits after his fucking little tour ride the other night. So it's a tough game though. Yeah, for sure. But they are 4-0 ATS last four. So they, like Ian said, they have been playing better ball, and they are 4-0 last four against these boys last four meetings. 0-3 and 1 the Hornets are, depending on the best number you got here with the last four meetings. So Miami's had their way with them. They beat them 4 straight. I look for Miami to do it tonight, to be honest with you. But I don't know if they're really going to be fully ready to play this basketball game. So I'm going to see who's suiting up, and I'll go from there. But there's no way I bet the Hornets here. But I do look for Bam to have a big game, and then obviously LaMelo, man. I mean, he does his thing, so you can't hate on any props with him as well.
All right, Washington, Minnesota. Minnesota, 12.5-point home favorites, 238 the total in this game. Of course, with the Washington Wizards, it's been a rather disastrous, for the most part, season overall. They did beat Orlando and Dallas in shocking fashion back-to-back, but they got blown out by Boston on Sunday afternoon, 144-102. We'll see if they can bounce back here against Minnesota, who are off 2 straight wins themselves, 136-130, 139-132 against Denver and Houston. So they played pretty good ball themselves. It's a lot of points to be laying with Minnesota. Too many to lay, but I don't want Washington. I know that. As far as Kuzma, we'll see if he's able to return. He's still out. There will be no Kyle Kuzma tonight once again for the Wizards. So it's still Thomas Satoransky, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Corey Kispert, Rui Hachimura, and Kristaps Porzingis, the starting 5 for the Wizards. Pat Bev is a game-time decision for the Timberwolves, but looks like they'll have Russell, Edwards, and Towns available to them tonight. If Beverly doesn't go, that's bad for defense for Minnesota. I already like the over. I still like it. We've lost some value. It opened 220 or 233.5. It's now 238 across the board, but I see no reason to take under with these two teams right now. Both of them scoring, both of them can't be trusted defensively. And if you don't get Beverly from Minnesota, it definitely hurts them at the defensive end of the basketball court. So I like this game over the total here, 238, Wizards and T-Wolves. Wham, what about you? Washington Mini.
Yeah, man. T-Wolves coming home off a 4-game trip, so they should be a little bit motivated here. They do have motivation, even though the Wizards chuck it up. Probably don't have Kuzma come back at all. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't come back or play at any time this week. Seems like they're already ready for the offseason. But Timberwolves, I think they are still trying to battle. They are pretty close. Only 2.5 games out of the number 1 divisional spot from the Denver Nuggets. So that's interesting there to see. But other than that, man, that's the only thing I could see as far as the motivation spot. It's backwood for me, though.
All right, backwood for Wham here with the Timberwolves and the Wizards. How about you here, Dutch? Washington, Minnesota.
Nah, man, I think the Wolves the spot right here, my guys. I do believe these motherfuckers gonna come out and put it on the Wizards. Kind of a feel-good spot against the Wizards. I mean, Minnesota, man, like I've been undervaluing this team all year. Shout out to our guy Bobano, been on him all year. I'm not saying I haven't backed them plenty of times, but I think they're a better basketball team than I think. I've always liked Towns, but Edwards is a little better than I thought. And, D'Angelo Russell's, continue to improve. Still a streaky motherfucker. Hey, but he can play some basketball when he wants to. But yeah, man, I like the Wolves here. There's levels to this shit. And Minnesota just better than the motherfucking Wizards. So I believe you can get a first quarter full game here, really. I really like that first half, though. But Minnesota, Minnesota's had their way, and they played good against teams at the house that are shit, like the motherfucking Wizards. They're 5-0-1 ATS last 5 versus a team with a losing road record at the house. And then on the other side, we look at Washington. They're 1-6 ATS last 7 versus a team with a winning percentage at home greater than 60%, which we do have in the Minnesota Timberwolves. So I look for Towns to get off. Who's going to stop him? Edwards, attack. I like this motherfucker to go to the rim. I don't really want him shooting Jays. Lead that for, my man Russell and Beasley and these cats. And I like, obviously, Bev out there because he sets the motherfucking tone from a defense perspective, and everybody, it just kind of carries down. But with Patrick or without him, I believe they should be up by double digits at halftime and run these motherfuckers off the court by 15 to 20. Not to mention it is a revenge factor a little bit as well. Washington beat Minnesota by 8, December 1st. So, look for the Wizards to get their ass whooped tonight in Minnesota.
All right, there we go. Liking Minnesota to roll minus the 12.5 tonight. Milwaukee, Chicago. Milwaukee 6.5-point road favorites, 230.5 the total in this game. Chicago. Now they are at home here, Chicago. So, we do maybe give them a bit better chance here against Milwaukee than otherwise. But you've also got Milwaukee off back-to-back home losses to the Mavericks and the Clippers. Clippers was a rather terrible game, 153-119. And then against Dallas, they had the great start and they fell apart in the second half and they lost by 6 to the Dallas Mavericks. Chicago, they lost to Miami 127-109 at home in their last game. Before that, they beat the Clippers, Wizards, Cavs. They did beat Toronto, but they've really been up and down lately. Head-to-head, it's definitely been Milwaukee, who's won 3 straight head-to-head since January 21st against the Bulls, 94-90, 118-112, 126-98 in the last meeting between these two teams. This one, to me, it's a situation where when you look at where the standings are situated right now, it's not like this is the most urgent spot in the world for Milwaukee. They're tied for third right now, third and fourth in the East with Philly, 48-30 record. For the Bulls, this is still an important last couple games for them because they have 4 games left. They're only 2.5 points ahead of Cleveland for 7th. Cleveland could, if they win out and Chicago keeps losing, push Chicago down into the play-in. That could still happen. Unlikely because there's only a couple games left, but there is a reason for Chicago to want to keep winning here. But I just don't see Chicago ever being able to beat these top of the NBA upper echelon teams. They just have a real tough time. So the money has come in on Milwaukee. I probably lean that way. I don't expect to bet the game, but I lean that way. It'll be interesting to see if Giannis plays because that's the one thing we were waiting on, but it does look like he will be on the floor tonight for the Milwaukee Bucks through the knee issue that he's got. So it looks like it should be all hands on deck for the Bucks, and it looks like for the Bulls, Lonzo Ball still out, and Zach LaVine downgraded to out, it looks like, or unlikely to play for the Bulls tonight, Zach LaVine, due to a knee issue. So I would lean Milwaukee first half full game if I were to bet it. Dutch, what do you think here? Bucks, Bulls?
Yeah, I'm right with you, Bobano. I mean, personally, there's levels to this shit, like I said before, and the Bucks, are clearly a better team than Chicago. And Chicago the numbers are fucking ridiculous when it comes to the upper echelon teams in the NBA. I believe, top 6, 7 teams, they have not won. It's unbelievable. And, Zach LaVine's a big fucking piece. It really, they haven't been winning these games with Zach LaVine in there. Now you're going to take him off. That, to me, Milwaukee should really run these boys. And they don't like each other too. These are close vicinity. They don't like Chicago. So this could be a game where I do think we will get a team ready to play. Milwaukee's 10-1 ATS last 11 meetings in Chicago. So they handle business in motherfucking Chi-Town. 11-5 against the spread. 11-5 last 16 meetings overall against the number. 3-0 this year versus Chicago. I know we would look maybe to say, hey, can Chicago handle business at the house? Maybe with Zach LaVine we could get some value here with him, but I don't think so, man. I don't think we should overlook this. Not too long ago they were 7.5, 8-point favorites at the house on a back-to-back with Chicago, if we remember, and Chicago Milwaukee ran them off the motherfucking floor in Milwaukee. It was probably about 2 weeks ago. I don't see how that doesn't happen again. Connaughton, got content back doing his thing. I think Milwaukee kind of wants to play a little bit of good basketball going in as well because they've had their moments where they've been so streaky. So, yeah, I would look for Milwaukee to handle business tonight. I think you take advantage of no LaVine. Big shout out to our guy, Nut Flush Allen, and the fam.
Absolutely. One of our favorites, Nut Flush Allen, Kristen and the family. It was great seeing you in San Antonio. Wham, what do you think here in Milwaukee, Chicago?
Yeah, man, 4 games left for both of these teams. The Bucks looks to sweep, like my guy Dutch just mentioned here. All 3 of these games, though, that they my guy mentioned for the meetings, all went under. The Bulls have gone under 12 times of the 15 divisional games this season, and the Bucks have gone under 10 times out of the 13 games of the divisional games that they played so far. Obviously, you're seeing that the Bulls have been allowing a little bit better on the defensive side, allowing 110 points over the last 5 games. Bucks giving it up, in that span, 126 points with that 150 piece that the Clippers dropped on them, where Rocco just went crazy beyond the arc on that game. So you obviously that's a little bit outrageous on these guys' stats, but for the most part, I think they do want to lock in on the defensive side. So I do like the under here. I took the under at 233.5 before the Levine news. Obviously, with Levine out, I do like it even more. So at 231.5, I wouldn't be shy to take it from there either. It's only been moving about 2 spots there. So this is a good game for me. I believe the under is showing that in the divisional moments there's going to be a meaning something, and I think this game means a little bit more to the Bulls just because they don't want to get swept, even though they don't got Levine in the lineup here. I think they will play and see. You see your boy DeMar DeRozan pounding the ball, slowing down the tempo here, giving it there. So I like the under here tonight. And appreciate everybody. Shout out to my guy Connor Mag. Say you like that. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Kenny Rogers as well. Obviously, Nut Flush. Everybody in chat. And my guys up in here holding it down up in here, Dutch and Ian, always here every day, man. Shout out to my guys as well. Can't forget these guys here.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Great turnout in the Connor Mack in the chat. Good stuff. See
Mac
joining us here as well. Good stuff indeed. All right, we've got Portland and Oklahoma City. We've got OKC
Backwood
point home favorites 222 the total, and that's all I was going to say is Backwood. I got nothing. I don't want any part of this. Keep it rolling. Can we just cycle it around?
Keep it going. You already know. That ain't got nothing on this.
Hey, we done jumped out the Thunder Buddy and everything.
G League versus G League. Flip a coin. That's the analysis right there.
Right. We're giving them a lot too on the games that we have. I feel like I gave you a lot so far. So I don't know how many motherfucking likes we have, but let's all take a moment and let's back with this motherfucker. And y'all take a moment and hit the motherfucking like button. Run that bitch up real quick. We about to run up our accounts real quick. Tread lightly these last couple days, though, I will say. But the playoffs to play in, we will be locked the fuck in, and we will be hitting these motherfuckers straight over the head. Believe that.
There we go. Yeah, I'll tell you what, the under's got a shot here, Razor, and I've been betting a lot of OKC over since the couple months ago, but they just don't have enough scoring now, and that's the thing. Sense. They're still bad defense, and same with Portland. I don't like either team defensively, but they don't have scoring either now with who's on the floor for these two teams. I mean, you got Theo Maledon and this fucking Vit Krejci for Oklahoma City, Pokusevski. Portland, you got this goddamn Brandon Williams and Keon Johnson and Ellaby, Greg Brown, Drew Eubanks. Those aren't scoring lineups. So, and we've seen them, the last couple games, both teams have gone under. So I don't hate that from Razor looking at under in this game with Thunder and Blazers. All right, San Antonio, Denver. Denver 9-point home favorites, 234.5 the total. In this game, of course, the Denver Nuggets trying to keep their little surge going that they've had in recent games. They've won 4 of the last 5, beat the Lakers on Sunday afternoon, 129-118. See if they can keep it rolling here against San Antonio. They beat down Portland 2 games in a row, but, can they keep it going? They have been good against the spread, 6-1. ATS their last 7 games. However, it looks like tonight DeJounte Murray ruled out, Doug McDermott out, Jock Landale out, Romeo Langford game time decision. So definitely missing some key pieces tonight for this San Antonio Spurs squad. On the flip side, Denver, Jeff Green game time decision, but everybody else should be there. Nikola Jokic, Gordon, Barton, Morris all look like they're going to be on the floor for Denver. This is probably going to be a backwood when it's all said and done. I mean, Denver is certainly capable of covering the number here, but they're laying 9. That's usually the kind of point spread range. I don't always love to trust Denver when they're getting up to close to double-digit favorites. I don't always necessarily like taking them when they're laying this many. San Antonio's too short-handed to trust them. Maybe Denver team total over instead of the points, because I do think they'll score on San Antonio. Maybe you can go over 121.5 here with the Nuggets team total. I might bet that. That might be something I get there with. Wham, what do you think here? Spurs, Nuggets.
Yeah, man, no DeJounte Murray because obviously he's ate something bad or the Lakers food poisoned him to give their final push here to the playoffs. I'm just joking here, but of course, but the
They'll do
Spurs, man, they've been
anything,
playing
those
really.
guys.
Yeah, they'll do anything out there, right? But no, the Spurs been playing really good defense, man, as of late. And that's without DeJounte Murray last game, and a lot of that has to do with what Keldon Johnson's been doing as well. He's been killing, averaging 23 points in the last 6 games, shooting 42% from deep with 7.8 3-point attempts. Definitely somebody to look in on the 3-point side of props here. The Nuggets team, they've been giving up the most points off turnovers, third most points off of turnovers, 21.8 in the last 5 games. I think they probably still do a little bit of that today. They got this Spurs team that pretty much did a 360 here, I would say, because they were bottom 5 in opponents' points in the paint, something that they were doing pretty good scoring in the paint, but they weren't doing good as far as defending. Actually, as of late, last 5 games, they're number 1 in that regard, holding opponents to 40%, 40 points in the paint over the last 5 games. So I think if they do that against this team, which has been number 1 in the points in the paint in the last 5 games, averaging 60 points, that could mean the cover here. And the Spurs here, even without DeJounte Murray, I do like the Spurs. I haven't locked this in here, but I'm thinking Keldon Johnson is a good look. And the Spurs here, Keldon Johnson is something I'm going to lock in for sure, over 22.5 points. That's going to be official pay for me, guaranteed before I end up off the show.
Yeah, he made some big shots for San Antonio. The game we were there for, the Grizzlies and the Spurs last week in San Antonio. Keldon Johnson made some big shots to help them get back in that game in the second half. Dutch, how about you here? San Antonio, Denver.
Yeah, shout out to our guy Kenny with the motherfucking dollar dono. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, man. This game, man, I don't know. Like, I'm like, this is a big number for Denver, no? San Antonio, don't look now, but they're 6-1 last 7 overall against the spread, even without Mister triple double himself now. And I think he might have fucked around, wham bam, and hit the rotation while we was in San Antonio or something. He sounded like he got what we got, 7-10 days, but he might got a little worse. But yeah, man, some of that San Antonio water, man. I'm telling you. But yeah, hopefully he gets healthy, gets right.
Right.
And because I love to see that kid out on the basketball court, man. He's got a nice game. But when we look at the Nuggets, man, they're 1-6 overall against the spread last 7 as a home favorite. 1-7 ATS last 8 overall, and you telling me they're 9-point favorites against the San Antonio Spurs, who just continues to play under Coach Pop. He's going to come in there and have these boys ready to play some basketball. So, I mean, am I going to bet it? No, but if you want to play from this game, it would have to be San Antonio. There's no way I could lay 9 points with the Denver Nuggets. Everything to me points San Antonio, but without your best player, it's hard for me to go to the window with it.
Yeah, there we go. I agree. San Antonio would be, I think, the lean now for me that it's gone up where it is. 300 live viewers. Awesome. Let's go. Hit the like button. Make sure you do that. We appreciate it. 300 live viewers here for the NBA Pub Hub. As we move on to Memphis and Utah, we've got the Jazz 6-point home favorites, 226.5 the total in this game. Now, there's no Ja Morant still, and there might not be Dylan Brooks either tonight for Memphis. Actually, doubtful that we'll see Brooks. He's listed as doubtful with that right hip injury. By the way, do you know what Memphis is without Ja Morant during this stretch? 20-2 straight up, 19-3 against the spread. How insane is that? 22 games without Ja, and they're 20-2 straight up, 19-3 against the spread without him. Just an unbelievable run. When are we going to start giving Taylor Jenkins some love? The head coach here of Memphis. What a job he's done with this team. Second in the West to be without Morant for this long a period of time. Why have they been still good? Because Steven Adams, the big dog down low, steps up. Because Jaren Jackson steps up. Because Zaire Williams steps up. Because Desmond Bane is playing like a man possessed. And because, how about Tyus Jones as well? Look at the offense from him lately at the point guard spot. For the Memphis Grizzlies. Been very good lately for this team, averaging 14 points per game and several double-figure games recently for Memphis, even without Morant and Brooks tonight, which is why you're getting a bit of a discount here. I still like Memphis plus the points tonight. All they've been is a point spread cash cow with Morant out. They've found ways to put lineups on the floor that can still produce offense. They can still get this ball in the basket. They can still get defensive stops when they need to. That's why I still like Memphis tonight, because they have shown they've got quality depth. And on the flip side, this is anti-Utah for me. They're just not playing great at this point in time. They lost 5 in a row there to Brooklyn, Boston, Charlotte, Dallas, the Clippers. They beat the lowly Lakers, and they lose the very next game right after that against Golden State on Saturday night, 111-107 as favorites. There's just not – something is off, all right? Something is just not right with Utah at the moment. They're not playing great basketball. They actually could be one and done. Seriously. They could actually lose in the first round. That would not totally shock me. In fact, I've got a circle next to Utah as maybe a first round fade candidate, to be quite honest with you, in the NBA playoffs. I don't like the way this team's play is going right now. And I think Memphis tonight shows up and gives them not only a tough game, but I think there's outright win potential. Grizzlies could find a way even without Morant and Brooks tonight. So I like Memphis +6. I like the over as well. How am I going to argue with 11 of the last 12 meetings between the Grizzlies and Jazz have gone over the total? 11 of the last 12. Hard to step in front of that. So I like the over as well. 226 and a half in this game. And we'll pause before we get to Dutch and Wham on this game to talk about JPZ, $10 dono. That dono train on. Thanks, JPZ, as always. We appreciate the love and the support. Thanks for the $10 dono. Dutch, we'll start with you on this one. Memphis, Utah.
Yeah, much love, JPZ. Yeah, man. I don't do totals here, but I agree with everything you said about Bono. With the over here, and honestly, with the Utah Jazz. Big shout out to our guy Mark Nick too. I see you, my dude. Yeah, man. It's just, to me, it just, man, I don't know what it is. It's in house. It's some bullshit. Like, really, what I see is Donovan Mitchell kind of a selfish player. He trying to get his. I mean, Gobert. I mean, that motherfucker open and open and open, and you don't get the big man the ball. I mean, what the fuck you expect him to do? I mean, you can only run back on defense so many motherfucking times, believe me. So yeah, speaking about defense, I don't think there'll be much played here. Ian touched on 11 of the last 12. I went to the over. 10 of the last 11 have went over for the Grizzlies against a team with a winning straight up record. The over 6-1 the Grizzlies' last 7 when playing on 3 or more days rest. I just look at this game as a clear over. I don't think Utah will be looking to stop anyone. They're going to try to outshoot them, and the Grizzlies have shown they're going to run up and down the court no matter who's on the court. The over is 14-3 last 17 meetings in Utah as well. So to me, I expect this to be a very high scoring game. I would look for you to get the best game out of Utah, actually, seeing what happens. But probably what will happen is there'll be a big out at some point and then get a motherfucking game away, because that's just what they seem to do. And you know one thing, Grizzly gonna grind motherfucking city, so they ain't gonna give up no matter how much they're down, and they're definitely gonna show up in Utah. So I would look for there to be a lot of points in this game. I not big on the totals, but I second what you said about Bono. I do believe you'd have to look the points and definitely over here.
Yeah, Memphis and over for me for sure. And another dono, it looks like here. Neil, thanks for the $5 dono. Wham, Jazz and Grizzlies.
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all with the donos. JPZ, Neil. Y'all already know it's all love. Star Child, Kenny, Jared. And yeah, I'm right here with you, but Banner, you already know I don't like the Jazz, bro. We've been talking about this shit with all year, it seems like, as far as how bad the Jazz is and just what we've known for the Jazz team since 2020, when Rudy Gobert was the first person to test positive publicly for COVID. It was a lot of backlash in the locker room since then, and it hasn't really been anything changed. The only thing changed was that they signed max contracts, and now these guys are probably ready to go wherever they want now. This is how the NBA works now. And there's a CAA, a former employee, now running the damn Knicks. I wouldn't be surprised, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if he's over there, a CAA agent, being able to figure his way out over there. And then you think about what my guy Dutch said. He's selfish as far as Donovan Mitchell. That's definitely right. He's only averaging 2 passes to Rudy Gobert this season. 2 passes, bro. That is fucking crazy as hell. The big man is what my guy, my French brother Nicholas Batum just tweeted out today or yesterday. I'm sorry. Feed the big man, or reward the big man. My apologies. I'm misquoting him. It said reward the big man. He had some type of conversation with Rudy Gobert there. So for him to be tweeting shit out like that with all that information about the 2 passes just now hitting the news, obviously he's going to be out. I think he is kind of being set in stone. They've been losing. These guys have been one of the worst defensive teams in the last 5 games, ranked 27th and the slowest pace in that same span. So I think that this Memphis team continues to do well without Ja. All those guys that we mentioned that were questionable, they're looking probable here. So Jared Jackson Jr.'s, Steven Adams, Tyrus Jones, Desmond Bain, all looking problem, all looking like it's time to go. Not that much motivation other than just to continue to show the world like we're really serious here. John Morant says he won the ring, so I think this is a tough team to try to go up against the Memphis Grizzlies with or without John Morant, especially with a team that plays terrible defense and that's really not all in for the team here, So I like the Memphis Grizzlies to hold it down. Quinn Snyder and them boys get blown up next year. So give me the Grizzlies +6, and I like the money line as well in this game, man.
All right, good stuff. Yeah, I think so too. I think they're very live to win win the game outright as well. All right, New Orleans, Sacramento. Pelicans, 7.5, 8-point road favorites, 224 the total here in this one. I'm going to take those Pelicanos, even though they let me down on Sunday night against the Clippers here. I'm going to come right back to the well here. No Fox, no Sabonis for Sacramento. No hope without those two guys, especially against an angry Pelicans team. They got blown out by the Clippers on Sunday night. I think they have a much better game here, and they clinch a play-in spot with a win tonight. The New Orleans Pelicans either. So there's a lot of focus, laser focus. They're going to Valanciunas is the only potential absence tonight due to a right ankle injury. If he plays, he's going to absolutely feast, by the way, tonight for the Pelicans. I think they get the job done here. I'm going to go with the Kings. And look, the Kings at times have been okay at home, but they've also lost by 9 to Milwaukee at home. They lost by 29 points to Boston at home. I don't necessarily trust them. They beat Houston and they beat Orlando and they beat Indiana. Big deal. They lost to Miami by 23. They got blown out by the Warriors in their last game at home. I think this is a statement game for the Pelicans. Get the shit done. Get the play-in spot clinched, and let's go starting tonight after a bad game against the Clippers on Sunday. So I like the Pelicans here, -4 first half, and also -8 for the -7.5, -8. For the full game here, doubling up on the Pelicans. Dutch, what do you think here? Pelicans, Kings.
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Moses, Dgent Woodworker. I see you, my guy. Coin. Yeah, man. This game, fuck, man. I don't like this game, but I agree with you. Yeah, it'd have to probably be the Pelicanos. But I guess really don't overthink it. CJ, right? This motherfucker just be cashing at will. McCollum. I mean, who on? I guess they got that little cat from Baylor to come off the bench and play some defense on him. But CJ should be able to get his. Pelicanos, man, they played that game against the Blazers. They just gave up, So we'll see. They should come out and put it on these Kings. No, I don't know who's really going to be on that roster for the Kings out there suiting up. So, but yeah, it's a backwood for me, man.
All right, backwood for Dutch here with the Pelicans and the Kings. And yeah, McCollum, 19, 32, 25, 18, 32, 25, 27, 25 in his last 8 games. So he's definitely been piling up the stat sheet for the Pelicans since they got him from Portland. What do you think here, Wham, Pelicans, Kings?
Yeah, man. CJ McCollum definitely is a good look, bro. 12 games, just hit 9 times, bro. That's definitely a good look over the 23.5 points. I definitely agree there. I wanted to go Davion Mitchell assists, but they raised it all the way up to 7.5. He was averaging about 8.6 assists in the last 6 games. So I did want to go that route because he was probably going to be the only playmaker they have that's formidable here. And with especially with the little news with the gun shootings and stuff in the certain cities, like it was in the tragedy in Sacramento, I can see them kind of rallying around, even though this is a meaningless game for the Kings. So I just kind of want to stay away from this. And I do agree with my guys, though, with the Pelicans covering. I do agree with it. That's the only thing that stayed me away from this game, though.
All right, last game, those LA Lakers taking on the Phoenix Suns. Suns 12.5-point home favorites, 234 the total in this game. I'm just going to look probably toward another Lakers over. We'll see who's in tonight. It looks like Anthony Davis for the Lakers will be in the lineup tonight against Phoenix with the foot issue that continues to plague him. LeBron James will be out, though. Miss his second straight game due to the ankle issue there. So looks like AD in, LeBron out for the Lakers. The Suns are coming off actually back-to-back losses. And here's what we talked about with Phoenix. They've got everything locked up. Number 1 seed, home court throughout the NBA playoffs. They're just trying to play out the string right now, trying to get the regular season over with. I understand fade the Lakers, not wanting to take the Lakers, but Am I absolutely running out to lay 12.5? Not really either. So it's probably going to end up being a backwood over or anything if I was to bet anything here in this game. What do you think here, Wham? Lakers, Suns?
Yeah, man, we haven't covered against Phoenix, man. I don't since the bubble at all. We haven't been able to cover since then. I don't expect us to be able to cover this time as well. Even with AD in the lineup, that's going to be helpful. I do rather see him in the season strongly and just try rather than just being out there without him. So I do like to watch this game, but I'm not gonna have any action, bro. I'm not gonna waste y'all time. This is definitely a backwood. Shout out to Non Applicable for putting it out there. You already know, man. And yeah, fuck the Lakers as well. Mariella Harris, welcome, bro.
Hey, Wack Prescott said Lakers got 2-unit play for ski.
Yeah.
Let's ski. Our guy. Yeah, man. Hey.
Yeah, they got my ass.
What a sorry ass
yeah.
team and a sorry ass
they got my
season
ass.
for them. Seriously.
They got everybody, man. The storyline, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, fuck the Lakers. Fuck this game,
It's the
man.
mattress,
Phoenix
baby.
don't really give a fuck. You know, they
Yeah.
really don't. So yeah, I'm back with this motherfucker. My guy, Slow Jam said back with this shit. Hell yeah, absolutely, man.
Of course, because Phoenix, to me, they're focused on next week too. I mean, they're looking at the playoffs right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
2 losses is a good point though, Babano. But you know, I
Yeah.
believe they kind of moved on. My fault.
Yeah, and they failed to cover in 3 straight as well. And I kind of said, stay off Phoenix here these last few games because they've got everything clinched already, and it's looking that way because you haven't been cashing the last few games backing the Phoenix Suns. All right, great stuff. Wham, Dutch, as always, awesome show. Hit the like button. 317 live viewers. Hit that like button on the way out if you haven't done so already. We appreciate. Scott Foster, the best referee in the NBA, taking time to join us here.
My
Playoff
brother.
time. There he is. Yeah. Look at that
You
face of his.
motherfucker, you.
Yeah, exactly. You've cost us a few times, Scott. We should ban you from the chat for referee
Yeah,
Tom.
don't show that face again, fucking big
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's the face of evil, pure evil right there. That's what that is. But oh man, great stuff. Hit the like button if you haven't done it already. Again, this week we're on until Friday. Next week, Monday to Friday. Actually, Tuesday to Friday. We'll be off Monday. There are no games next Monday. So we'll be off Monday next week. We'll be back Tuesday after this Friday. And Tuesday will be the first day of the play-in. So next week we'll be on Tuesday to Friday. And then we start Saturday, April 16, and the 7-day-a-week version of the Pub Hub begins. And we'll be on weekends throughout the NBA playoffs on Saturdays and Sundays. So we're definitely looking forward to that. We'll give you a whole playoff preview show too, futures, Western Eastern Conference series prices, all that stuff. We will break it all down for you right here on the NBA Pub Hub on Pub Sports Radio. All right, we got Dutch's Freshest Look, and we got Best Bets all coming right up. Southtown 101, when you're in San Antonio, Texas, make sure you stop in. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke. Southtown 101, they were hospitable to all of us. They'll be hospitable to all of you as well if you join and jump in there and join them at Southtown 101. Manscaped, promo code PubSports, 20% off your purchase. Lawnmower 4.0 or any Manscaped product, 20% off with promo code PubSports. MyBookie.ag, NBA, NHL playoffs, both around the corner. MLB starts Thursday. Play ball! We're going to hear that Thursday. MLB gets underway. UFC, USFL, Spring Football League starts later this month. Still lots going on. So sign up for an account, mybookie.ag. Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit as well. Mybookie.ag, promo code PubSports. great book to sign up with. All right. We got best bets and Dutch's freshest look now to wrap it up for a Tuesday edition of the NBA Pub Hub. Wham, we'll start with you. What do you like for best bet?
Yeah, man, we're gonna go to H-Town where it's at the Boogie Down, Brooklyn Nets. I say that the Bronx tripped out there, but we're gonna give it to the Jalen Green light show. It's gonna be Jalen Green, who does have the green light, shooting at 45% from three over the last 5 games. One of the leading rookies to shoot the most threes in 1 month with 50 3-point makes. Give me Jalen Green over 24.5 points. Right now, you're getting that -122.
All right, there we go. Jalen Green for Wham with his best bet here. Dutch, freshest look. Up, muted.
Shit. My fault. Yeah. Hey, freshest look, we're going to Minnesota, and you already know what it is, man. We raised by wolves. It levels to this motherfucking shit. And it don't take no wizard to figure out that motherfucking wolves will beat these boys. Damn. First half. Let's make first half official. -7. Drop the touchdown on this motherfucker. Double-digit lead at halftime. It's good money.
All right, there you go. Minnesota -7.5 first half against Washington for Dutch with his freshest
Break
look.
out the motherfucking tramp stamp. Yeah,
absolutely. Man. All right. I like it. I probably will get in on Minnesota for something. I like the over 2 in that game. But my best bet, it's going to be Memphis. We're going to go to Grind City, and we're going to grind out a victory with Memphis tonight. +6 against Utah. That line is, as Dutch would say, dis-motherfucking respectful to the Utah Jazz, to the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. They're just playing too well. I don't care that there's no Ja, there's no Dylan Brooks. They've still won, and they've still covered without even those 2 guys. And they'll do it again tonight against a Utah team. Things just aren't right with the Jazz right now. Memphis +6 against Utah for my best bet for this Tuesday NBA Pub Hub show. That'll wrap up this edition of the NBA Pub Hub. Thanks to everyone in the chat for joining us. Hit the like button on the way out. Nutflush Allen, good luck to your Giants. They were amazing last year. Incredible what they did. If they could come even close to that, it'll be a good year for them this year. Kenny Rogers, we saw him in Texas, of course. Good man right there. Great stuff. Thanks for joining us. Thanks to everybody for joining us in the chat. We will be back with you tomorrow on Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. We'll have Ski Profit back in the house as well, ready to break down the Wednesday NBA card for Dutch Boy Fresh, Trot Wham. I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Tuesday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. We'll see you again tomorrow on Wednesday for the NBA Pub Up right here on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. You know where it's at, Pub Sports Radio. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the motherfucking video. Yo, salute to the real ones. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed. Let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.